All right. Today I witnessed a man burn an 8th edition rule book. And that was the most irrational display I've seen in years. Okay, let me get this straight. Games Workshop, a company that's never, ever, they really have never really supported fantasy anyway. From time to time, they'll put out a book. They really didn't advertise all that well. They really didn't have any special events or anything like that for fantasy. So they never really helped fantasy. But people are doing crazy things like burning 8th edition books. I've known people to literally work a whole week of work just to get one of those rule books. And you're going to burn one. I tell you, Americans have become the most wasteful society I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I understand the passion. I understand the anger. Don't do irrational things like burning things that you work hard to purchase. I mean, the crap they're giving us is already bad enough. And then you're going to destroy what you already have that you enjoy because they're not supporting it anymore. There were a lot of people, when the Super Nintendo came out, they still kept their Nintendos. Why? Because those Nintendo games were fun. Nintendo didn't support those video games anymore. But those games are still fun. You can still play Contra and do the Contra code and get 30 lives. Nothing stops you from doing that. They didn't come over to your house and take your Nintendo out and burn it in the front yard. This is the reaction people are actually putting out there. It's not like Games Workshop has called your house and told you you can no longer play 8th edition anymore because we're not supporting it. You can't go to any more of our tournaments. Oh, that's right. We don't do tournaments. So it doesn't matter what game you're playing, right? And if you want to continue to do tournaments in 8th edition, they can't stop you. I mean, look at this crap. I mean, they're not even supporting half the models anyway. But this is a list of models that are not supported in the Warriors of Chaos book. So it's not like they're supporting the hobby anyway. They haven't really supported the hobby in a while. The only thing they're doing is giving you paints, giving you models, and say, give us money. I mean, look at it's just crazy, stupid stuff. And I just hate when people do knee-jerk reactions like that, especially knee-jerk reactions that could influence an entire group of people, an entire group of followers. I mean, burning a book, selling your models, selling all your models, selling a dwarf army for $50. I actually saw that on eBay once. Might want to go check that out. Yeah, just crazy stuff. I mean, personally, I wouldn't burn anything that belongs to me. I mean, I don't know if you're going to call me idolizing these things. I don't idolize them. It's just that I spent money on them, time and effort, time that I can't get back on these things, and to burn them would be foolish. I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Or to sell them would be foolish. To literally give them over to somebody else. I mean, I'd rather see somebody sell their things than to just totally destroy them. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like that story where you had the two mothers and they had the child in the middle. And one mother said, if I can't have the child, then no one can have the child. Right? And I would agree to cut the child in half and we'll split the child in between the two of us. And the other mother was like, I'd rather you have the child than me getting half the child, which is dead. So who really cares more about the child? The one that's willing to destroy the child just so he can have a little bit of emotional, so they can have their emotional attachment, or the person that's willing to give the child away so that at least the child can live. At least the game can be played by someone else. I would have rather see you guys give your books away than to burn them. But that's just me. And, you know, continuing to play 8th edition is not telling Games Workshop that you still support them. Continuing to play 8th edition is telling Games Workshop, we'll continue to do what we want to do, despite you. We'll play this game even if you don't support it. We don't need you to have fun. And I think I like that outlook better than totally throwing my hands up in the air and saying, okay, Games Workshop, you win. I'll go ahead and I'll play this stupid game. You know, I'll play a game that I don't want to play just so I can say that I'm still supporting you. Even though you're not supporting me. Okay, Games Workshop. We still gonna play, sir. And it's just foolish. The entire idea that the game has to be supported by its parent company in order for you to have fun with it. I got a friend right now. He upsets me every time I see him. He's like, "Do you want to play Gulf War Desert Storm on my Super Nintendo?" And I'm like, "Dude, I don't want to play that game. It's like that was like what 1996. I mean, but he's still having fun. 1992, 93 or something. He still has fun playing the game. I can't get mad at the guy if he's having fun playing the game. You know, let's play the game then. You know what I mean? I mean, by hour 2, don't get upset if I'm actually asleep while we're playing this game. I mean, I wish I still had my PlayStation 2. I mean, and PlayStation doesn't support the PlayStation 2 anymore, but I wish I had it because I still have San Andreas Grand Theft Auto. I mean, who doesn't like popping the cap to them motherfucker? I mean, but it's the same thing with this Games Workshop and 8th edition. I mean, you can continue to play the game and have fun with it. And you actually playing the game in spite of Games Workshop, it's giving Games Workshop the finger. It's telling you your customers will survive even if your ex-customers will survive and have fun, even though you're not supporting their hobby anymore. And I think that says a lot, really. I think it says a lot to the resolve of the customer. But if you have no resolve and no spine, you go over there and play AOS. Heck, go play Malifaux. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going to play Malifaux. I dabbled in Malifaux a little bit. But, it is what it is. I mean, there has to be something better than that. We have to put our thinking caps together. We have this giant community that we've forged through sweat and taking time out and sneaking away from the wives and sneaking away from the kids and talking to other people and over beer and drinks and stuff and all this other stuff, actual web thinking and going into the internet and doing all this stuff and producing a web page and freaking putting the logistics together to do events and all this other stuff. And you're telling me that we cannot get together as a community and put together some rules and fix the little problems of 8th edition and build our own 9th edition. Why do you need Games Workshop to give you something that you could produce yourself? They already gave us the skeleton to do it. They already gave us the structure of the game in all of its flaws. Why not finish the job where they don't have the guts and they don't have the resolve to do themselves? And a game that's been around for 30 years. Why?